Hey everybody, my name is Blendor, and I was talking to some of you people yesterday, and I was saying to everybody like how hard it is for other cultures, to pronounce Blendor. So it was always, a bit problematic to tell to my, English clients, like my name is Blendor, and they're like, excuse me, Blendor. Say that again. It's like a blender, but with an O. But the best ones were, Indians, because they were like, what? And I was like, blender, blender. So, yeah. I'm going to talk to you today about DLTs. I purposely chose this acronym because a lot of people talks all the time about blockchains, but not a lot of people know about DLTs. So DLTs are digital ledger technologies. They're like a base category, for everything that's underneath. So blockchains are like a subset of DLTs, hash graphs, directed acyclic graphs, and so on and so on. But this is just, some random stuff I put on there. Today we're actually going to talk about the journey, my journey through the whole, blockchain experience, and what are my thoughts and what I've seen about communicating blockchain in general. So yeah, this is going to be a not so quick story, but I'll try to make it short. Every story starts at the beginning. Chapter 1, young, naive, and ready to change the world. So the year is around 2011-ish, somewhere around there, maybe 2010, but I have like 2011 in my mind. Do you guys know what happened in 2011? Lady Gaga was born this way. Adele rolled in the deep, and CeeLo just said, fuck it, forget you. But also in the same time, a lot of other things happened in 2011. So in 2011, we also had revolutions, natural disasters, we had beginnings, we had ends, we had beatifications, deaths, wins, losses, you name it. But 2011 was really eventful for me because this was actually the first time that I got acquainted with the term, blockchain. First, it was through this thing called Bitcoin. I don't know if you heard about it. I actually didn't know nothing about Bitcoin, but I had this one random dude. He was at our school, a couple of years older than me, and he was actually... Pričaj mi srpski, tako da sam razumio prvo. We just swapped out the mic, so I look, way more interesting on camera than I really am. So, this tall, lanky dude talks to me like, yo, I made some money playing Counter-Strike online, and I got this internet money called Bitcoin. And I'm like, so what you're going to do with it? He's like, you can actually buy, gaming PC parts from Germany, so I'm going to build myself a new gaming PC, So dude spent like 350 Bitcoins on a new computer. But yeah, this is Blendor in 2011. So this is a young kid. He thought he can change the world, but he also heard about Bitcoin and started thinking like, holy shit, people are making money on the internet. I should probably, do something. Yeah. Silk Road was also launched in 2011. I knew that. I totally knew that. I was just testing you, audience, if you also knew that historically important date. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. One of the first marketplaces. I think that the first one was... Fuck, I forgot the name. Oh, sorry, can I swear? Yeah? Okay, okay. Because if my mom will be watching, she will be like... Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing, of course. Like, what kind of brute, speakers you have at Youth Belgrade. But yeah, this is the face of a guy who said that, you know, Bitcoin is going to change the world, but then life happened. So yeah, at the same time, the world was asking what actually is Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency. Not a lot of people knew about it, and we had like really mixed feelings about digital money. Nobody was actually talking about, you know, sovereign individuals, and nobody have heard of Ayn Rand, you know, in Europe, especially, you know, in my parts of Europe, and nobody had, you know, Twitter lists with a bunch of people, you know, saying that we have to decouple from the state and so on. But there was, like, you know, a lot of things about all of the good things that Bitcoin can, you know, bring. We started thinking about the Byzantine general problem. We started thinking about, you know, gold standard. We started to think about all of these different things. And in 2011 was a pretty eventful year in that aspect. I think that the end of 2011 brought us like an indicator that people are taking notice. According to StatMuse, the closing price for BTC in 2011 was $4.25. So Bitcoin was up 1,316.7% for that year. And this was one step in showing us that this is something that's here to stay, and people will actually use this, and people will actually start giving a shit about, you know, monetary policies, about our relationship to money, and so on. But we still didn't know what Bitcoin is. We still didn't know what cryptocurrency is. If we go back a slide before that, the cryptocurrency. Like, our communication in 2011 was very raw, very rudimentary. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not like a data analyst, I'm not a data scientist. I couldn't do, like, you know, extensive data mining of headlines of various, you know, newspapers to say, oh, the sentiment of general population towards, you know, digital ledger technologies, or Bitcoin in this case, or Ethereum, or is this or that. This is something I would like to ask everybody who's watching this, who will watch this in the future, anybody who is interested in these topics, you know, go and do some research. I'm just a guy with too much time, you know, and internet access, so I just like put a slideshow and, you know, prepared a couple of jokes. But the sentiment was growing. The sentiment was definitely positive. And after 2011, we go on to chapter 2. My life is over, and that's because of you. So the year is approximately late 2016. I get a call from a couple of my friends, and they're like, hey, you want to come and hang at the office? And I'm like, what kind of office? Yeah, we got some office space. Like, you should just come and chill, you know, like we'll drink some beers, we'll play some FIFA. And I'm like, okay. And then I come to the office and I see like a lot of monitors and a lot of people, you know, like with trading view charts. And I'm like, okay, guys, what's happening? Blendor, we're very happy to announce to you that we have started a brand new chapter in our lives. We are now crypto traders. So imagine that. A cook, a college student, and a local weed dealer were now making some serious money. No, 3 different persons. The local weed dealer was the college student, but he supplied the college students with things necessary to study. So they got an office in the city center of Maribor in Slovenia, where I live. They started making like some serious cash, and I was like, okay. Now, I guess that the sentiment of the people is that this is no longer just a fun science experiment. This is something that can actually be, you know, like a utility, something of utility. This can be like an instrument that can derive some monetary value and maybe some other value. And I mean, if those 3 guys are making money, like, dude, like, I could also probably make some money. Also, at that time, I was working as a later on product manager at a software development agency, according to my LinkedIn. At that time, I was like figuring out stuff about technology. And when I was also thinking about the technology, I started looking more into like cryptocurrencies in general. I mean, in blockchain, the underlying technology. And 2016 was like a very eventful year for especially Ethereum. If you remember what happened in 2016, we had the DAO hack. After the DAO hack, we got ETC, we got ETH. We had unintentional or accidental hard fork from the get parity client error. So a lot of things happened. A lot of things were portrayed catastrophically in the media. But hey, it's 2023 and we're still here. Ethereum is still thriving. They also got like ETH Belgrade conference, you know, in Belgrade, which is like kind of nuts because if you take a look at like all the headlines and so on in 2016, Ethereum was done for. Like, was going to use Ethereum. But hey, you know, we're here in this climated venue place and we're just like looking at random charts, so that's probably cool. The technology was getting better. We figured out a lot of new stuff, but the media coverage was not as positive as we would like. Again, I'm so sorry I didn't prepare like some samples of headlines from that time. This is maybe for like the version 2 of this talk where I'll go more deeply into like, you know, the whole sentiment analysis and so on. But if you take a look at like all of the headlines from that time, you will see that is Ethereum done for? Is Bitcoin done for? Is like, are these forks going to impact, I don't know, the future of Ethereum or cryptocurrencies and so on? But one thing that we realized is that the catastrophic headlines were geared towards and primarily for just like one audience, that very small audience, which was cryptocurrency users in general. From those cryptocurrency users, there was like still a lot of them that were in it just purely for the money. The general public didn't have any ideas what's crypto even, you know. This all changed in the summer 2017. So I get a call again. You can guess from who it was. So it was the fancy trio of the cook college student who actually passed, you know, the previous year, and the local weed dealer who was still a weed dealer at that time. They're now making serious bucks, like like we're talking, you know, like serious bucks. I hear that, you know what, this Bitcoin thing is going to change my life. So I took a loan from my mother and my grandma, and I put like 3 or 4K, and now I have 78,000 on my account. I was like, yo, no, that is, you know, like for a random dude in Slovenia, like this can be life-changing money, you know, like at least you can put a down payment for, you know, like a house or something with that money, you know, and get additional financing. Summer 2017 was the catalyst. Summer of 2017 was, you know, like Kid Rock used to sing about. No, that was Bryan Adams, Summer of '69. I just fucked up that, like. Oh. No. Summer of '69. Who sings Summer '69? Bryan Adams. Yeah, okay. My pop culture references are still on point, even though I went to a rave yesterday. Oh, sorry. What? So if you take a look, it was May. Everything was still cool in May, like everything was peachy. Okay, we start picking up some steam around July, August. September comes. People are like, yo, we're back to school and we're back to business. And then November, December came and we were just like, holy shit, we've got something on our hands. The general media discourse also changed around, you know, the second half of 2017. People were now much more interested in cryptocurrencies. Like random Slovenian local media were portraying Bitcoin as probably the grand escape, you know, from the rat race and so on, which was really funny because like mainstream media doesn't talk about the rat race. They say about, you know, we're trying to combat inequality with new fiscal reforms or stuff like that, you know, but nobody used rat race in headlines like that. But all good things come to an end, and approximately the 17th of December or 16th of December, we reached all-time high for that period. Things went down and people's belief in the technology also went down. So the big problem that I saw, which I'm seeing to this day, is people are attaching their what's the right word? People are attaching their belief into a concept based on the monetary value, on the monetary utility. But instead, we should be focusing on the technology. This is why it's one of the crucial things that we keep on building, and we keep on discovering and trying, new use cases, and we go and develop new things, because the monetary value, after some point, won't be actually the thing that's going to be interesting for us. The quality of life and the improvements that discovering new use cases and putting them into production are the things that are going to be of importance, for us. Now, it's January-ish 2018. I get my big break in crypto at that time, as it was called, because now it's like Web 2 and Web 3 and NFTs and I don't know what. And in 2018, I started working at Bitstamp, the cryptocurrency exchange that we all love and care about. I started as a call center agent. This was like my entry position, because I wanted to get into the whole world of crypto. Yes? No. One of them now works in an animal shelter. One of them is like a mechanical engineer. You can guess which one. No. The cook is now in works as an animal shelter caretaker. We got a mechanical engineer. And the local weed guy, I think he just like lives somewhere his happy life, like he's chilling. So I kind of envy him right now. No. I think that he was somewhere in Thailand now. He's like somewhere in Croatia, maybe even. Maybe somewhere near Split. Who knows? But yeah. There's like a lot of people in blockchain stories. There's like always a lot of people. Yeah. So at Bitstamp we got this set of templates which we used to reply to people, and all of the people were asking me constantly same things. What is this blockchain thing? What is this Bitcoin thing? What is this Ethereum thing? How am I going to get rich? Can I get scammed? You guys are scammers, probably. But lack of general education of the technology led to a lot of unfortunate situations where a lot of people were scammed. So I first-handedly saw like what miscommunication, misinformation does to people's livelihood. I was in situations where I had to tell people that they've lost all of their life savings due to like a scam and due to mismanagement of their funds. And because of that, I was always trying to portray the technology with whomever I was, talking to, with whomever I was collaborating, in a way that it was easily understandable for them. If you don't get to people's level, if you don't use the analogies and metaphors that they know, you cannot bring technology closer to people. And this is, I cannot stress this enough, this is necessary for us to actually have impact in the world and to continue building products that people will use. I'm on camera, right? I can say this because I don't give a shit. The blockchain industry should step off his or hers or whatever, its high horse. We are not building good enough products. We are not building enough products. We are not building products with end users in mind. And we should all probably focus on doing more of that, because only this, yeah, feel free to come in, no problem. It's an interactive talk, so just me like rambling stuff. We should definitely do more of product building, but we should do product building with end users in mind. 2018 happened. A lot of money went through the roof. Like, if you take a look, this is from The Guardian. Bitcoin's January fall wipes off $44 billion in value. Like this was unbelievable. I had this phone call with elderly lady from Sweden who actually lost her house and approximately 70 or 80K euros of life savings because she invested in something that she didn't understand. Now, I was the one on the phone telling her that, you know what, ma'am, this money can be recovered. Please contact the police and, try to figure out stuff with, your local authorities, what to do. And from that point onward, I was so inspired to continue working in this space, but I also realized that we have like a really big problem with communicating the technology to the masses, to the general audience. And we still have, and still not doing enough. My personal opinion, which is maybe a controversial opinion, but actually I don't give a shit about it, is that building another knowledge base on like one of the biggest crypto websites isn't going to do shit. Building like doing interviews, with people and still using the same jargon, like still using the same technical terms, like people don't know what databases are. Let's be honest. Like people don't know what distributed means. People don't know what censorship is, in like digital terms of it. And we are using too complicated language, too complicated words, and we are not bringing the technology to the people that should actually, benefit the most from it. So yeah. I was a little bit jaded, from my time in big crypto companies. I later on went on working on marketing with Boba Network, which is a multi-chain layer 2 scaling solution, where we face the same problem. Like, how do you explain layer 2 scaling to like people who aren't technical, and this brings us to chapter 3 of this really long story, which is just like some random rambling, about like how everything is going to shit, even though it's not going to shit, but we're making like really small progress towards it. Right back where we started. So the year is right here, right now. If you take a look, we as a community are slowly drifting apart in communication sense. Like, what are we communicating to our audiences? If you do a quick search of like the most known cryptocurrency related or blockchain related scientific articles, you will see that like the whole scientific community is in consensus that blockchains are good, digital ledger technologies are good. They're bringing improvement to numerous industries around the world. We have seen and we have verified and we have confirmed that there is positive effects in banking industries, in agriculture, in like all of these different places. If you take a look right now, open up your phones, go and just like search blockchain or Bitcoin or Ethereum at any mass media, mainstream media outlet, you will see that the sentiment of the headlines it's not really, the most positive. You will hear about crashes, you will hear about scams, you will hear about trials, hearings, you will hear about reforms, you will hear about, all of these things that are actually the opposite of the ethos that the blockchain community or distributed ledger technology community would like to, convey to other people. We are shit at communicating our technology, and we should change that. I still don't have the answer how to do that, but this is my public appeal to everybody. Everybody who's talking about blockchains or ledgers or anything technological with their friends, family, other random people, don't use complicated language. Try get to the gist of it and try, to make them enthusiasts or, fans of the technology. This is the only way that will help us survive in the long run. Problem remains the same. I actually told that earlier. Here is the future. I wanted to say something here. This is my final thought. This is a random dude from Slovenia standing here in Belgrade doing some jokes, but the idea is this. We can and we must do better for us, for everybody. Thank you very much. There's coffee outside. I love you guys. You are the best crowd. Woo!
Does anyone have any questions? Anything anyone wants to ask? Speak now or forever hold your truth. Okay, yeah, here we go. I think you should have put either of the three. We should have put it on the. You should have put the number on there. Oh, yeah. Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. One more round of applause. And this is for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Cool.